So hello everyone, learning Python programming part 8. Today we discuss about the models in Python. Part 7 we have seen functions in the Python. So first we understand what is the model. So let me take an example that this is a Python script. They have the function and we also call that function. That means each and everything in a one common file which is the main.python. Now such type of files are very bigger size, bulky, and it is very complex. So the Python support the modeling methods. That means you can put functionality, you can put the classes, variables, whatever is there, that is in a separate file. This is known as the model, and in the main file we call this model, so that the definition and the statements are separate, and here we can make it simple. Another advantage of such of the modeling is that reusability. We can reuse this model with the multiple main files. So each and every time you are not required to define that, give the definition, give the statement, each and everything in the models. Now, how we can do that things in the Python programming? Use the import and whatever the model name is there. So if you, this is the main one bigger size file, that is the complete file. If I convert this file into the model file, so first we build a module where we can put the definition and all these statements, and in this main file we call this module as from my model, this file name, and whatever the functions you want to call from that models, you can call that one and use it. So we can take that one by one. So first we try to run this in offline, some Python IDE. So I copy this file and run on Anaconda spider IDE. So copy this file and open the spider and paste it there. So once you now open the spider Anaconda, you can find out this type of the ID, and here you have the spider one ID and other one is the Python PyCharm. So here I am using the spider ID for running these modules. So once you open the spider, you find out such type of the ID. Here we paste it. So this is our main file. That means that without any models, this is a normal file that we use like this one. Write a function, a single perimeter, and print that function whatever the perimeter is there, and we call this function two times, one time and two time. When you click on this run file, you find out the result here at this window. So it means that it's working perfectly. Now I try to do all the same thing with the help of models. So first we need to design a model, my model.python file. So copy this one and paste it here. We save this file as a my model. So we save this file. And we can save in download folder and save this. Now the another file is the main file, this one. So we do one thing, we can open new file, this one, and like this. So this is the main file and this is the your my model file that we have built, and we do this thing. We can write this main file in the same directory that download, so that we are not required to give the path of that directory. So here that my model file is already there in the same directory. If you go to the download folder, you can easily find out these two files, main.python and my model.python. So both files are here. Now once you run this main file, it shows the result. That means they automatically call this my model file whatever the file is there. So now you are not required a bigger size like this one type of the file. You can split that into two parts, and one is put some definitions on the functionality in that my model and call that one file. We can also call this file as this one. So here the difference between these two files is that here you load the my model, and from the my model you call only the functions. Here we load the entire my model file, and whatever the functions you want to use, you can use using the dot operation. So this is the way that you need to use, you can load the entire my model file and use the functions like this one. So we can run it and check that whether it is working or not. Yes, it's also working perfectly. So this is the way that how we can use these type of files and divide into subparts. these are some examples that my model file has this one, and you can call like let we can check it. Put this code in the my model file, this one my model file, this. So what we are doing, we define a function triangle. There are two arguments are there, a and b. I varying from 1 to the range of a and b, and print the star. So that means the triangle print is the program, and in the main file we call this my model the entire file, and in the my model the triangle uh, function we call it here with the argument pass 1 and 6 values. So starting from 1 up to the 6 you can find out the result like this one. So these are the program that where we can put in the my model the entire program, and we call in the main file we call only the functions, and they automatically call the entire program. So here we save the time, and also we can reuse the code. So Fibonacci series you can write in a my model and call in any program in this. So this is the way that how we can save the time to rewrite the program. So in the previous example, we use the offline Python, which means that first you need to install the Python, and then after you have some IDE, either Spider or PyCharm, and then you can run this models, build the model. If you build the model in the same directory, then you are not required to give the path and all these things. But every time it is not true, because in up to part 7 we use the Google Colab. So we go to the Google Colab, how we can do that thing. So the advantage of, as we already seen the Colab, that you are not required to install the Python on your system, you can run online. So how we can use the Google Colab? So this is my main program. That means this is my model program, and this is the main program. In the my model.py, there are two functions are there, add function and subtract. Add functions is the two arguments, subtract also have the two arguments, and here this is the main program where the sys library used to give the path where you call this your my models, and then you can call the my models, then my model call these functions whatever the functions are there with the help of dot operations. So this is the main file, this is the my model file. So first we copy the my model file on Google Colab to make as a Python file my model.py. So we rename it like this one, and we save this file, download this file first as a Python, and then we go to this one and upload this file in a Google Drive. So here one icon is there, so you click it here and upload this my model file in your Google Drive. One warning comes into the picture, just this is very important. Whatever you are doing, this is the temporary, and remember that once you recycle it, that everything is goes down and this file is not there. So this is the temporary storage not the permanent. So we will see that how we can do the permanent in the next slide. So once you open it, you can see that yes, this is your my model.python, this is your module, and now we come to the main file. This is the main file. We copy this main file here and like this one. So this is the path where, so if you want to check, you can check it, just go here and copy the path and just see that yes, this is the content is your path, and so you just copy here and paste it, but we already done it, so not required. So here this is library, they give the path where we my model is there, then call to the my model, then go to the function, another function with the help of operations. Once you run it, you can see that yes, 2 and 3, 2 plus 3 5, 5 and 2, 5 minus 2 3, and it's working perfectly. Now one problem comes into the picture. Why? Because you are using the Google Colab online. Offline once you are doing, that is not a problem, but online you face the problem. Say for example, if I try to modify, I just do it here, multiply in terms of the plus sign and run it, then you can see that there is no changes at this place. Why? Because this model is already loaded in your this Colab, so reloading is not there. So if you are doing any modification in my model, that is not reflected here until unless you need to restart and all the other things. Once you restart, then this model is also not there because this is the temporary space. So what we can do, we can use these two lines once more, that is here they indicate import library and reload the model. So every time you need to reload the model, if whenever you call these lines, that means they reload the model, whatever the new model, they reload it and run it. If there is no change in the model, they also reload it. So of course additional step is there. but we are in safer side that whenever you change the model, they automatically reload it and it's working perfectly. So this is a very helpful, and it is essential in the when you use the online such as the Google Colab. Otherwise you are not able to see the reflection that whatever you are doing, that changes is not there, and we comes in trouble. So this is all about that how we can use the Google Colab for running the model. But we see that this is the temporary storage, then once you refresh it, everything goes down. So how we can do the permanent, how we can create my model permanent space in a permanent space, so that we can save our program permanently. So we can go in the next slide. We create the my model file in the Google Drive, where you have the permanent storage. So what we can do, we mount first the Google Drive. So this is the icon there. You can mount your drive, that whatever your Google Drive is there in your attached with your Gmail, that space is there. Now after some time you can find out this drive folder here. So this is your Google Drive, which is the permanent space. This is your my drive, this is the permanent space. If you put any file in this location, definitely that is the permanent. Yeah, that is exist up to the end of your Google Drive, until unless you are forcefully you go in the my drive and delete that file. Now if I upload this my model at this location, go to the upload and upload this my model. Now this my model is the permanent at this position. Okay, if I am calling here, then definitely that is the permanent. So we go to the next slide. This is your my model, and this is the program where you have given this one. So now the changes in the previous program and this one is only the path. Okay, so here we need to find out the path. Say for example this one, copy the path and paste it here at this location. Just delete the file name because we call entire directory. So that's why we remove the file name and have only up to this one path. So how we can find out? Just right click in this and find out the copy path. So this is the location where your my model is there, and you can run it and compile it. You can see that yes, it's working perfectly. First we open it and we can check. So here that is a plus and this is a multiply. So but you can see that the result is not correct. Okay, there the result is wrong. Why? Because this is the temporary location and this is the permanent location, and this is the outer drive, this is the inner drive. So what Google Colab does, very first they search at this location. If the same model name is already exist in contents, why they are going in the content, then drive, then my drive? They find out a file at the same name at this location. They very first they call this one, and then after they are going in that way and that way. So because of that reason, they are not reflect this one file, they directly call this one, and this file is the different. So say for example this one file is my model, outer side temporary space file is this one, and inner space file is that one. So to do this, if I want to call this one file in place of that one, you need to remove this file, this temporary file, you need to delete it. Now once you delete this one, then of course they need to go to the entire path and find out whether file is there or not. File is already there, definitely they will call them and they open it. Yes, so you can reload the model first. Now we call this drive and reload the model. Once you run it, you can find out this updated file that is available at this location. If I change it, anything it changes it here, then definitely that will reflect it at this location. So this one. So this is the way that how we can do. And now this file is permanent in your drive, and there is no file in the temporary location outer drive. So definitely the Google need to go to the entire path, this one and that one. Then after they definitely find out this file and working perfectly. But please remember that you need to reload the model, otherwise whatever the changes you are doing, that is not reflected here. And also delete the temporary file location, otherwise if they easily find out the file at this location, why they are going up to that one location. So this is the constraint that you need to remember here. So this is all about that how we can do that thing. So in this part 8 we cover that the models that means this is the main file, one common file. Now how we can split these things and how we can run these on offline IDs such as Spider or PyCharm. Then after we go to the Google Drive and Colab. So this is about temporary because we are not put in the Google Drive. Now we go to the Google Drive, put the files and call this one. This is the path where is your file in the Google Drive, and you call it and do all these things. In the next part, we will see about the files and directory.